YouTube, what's going on, guys? These are my settings for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Keep in mind, guys, a very important step to this video. After you do all these settings, you're going to want to restart your shaders preloading. Give it time, let it reset, and then all your settings in this video will take full place once they're done loading. First and foremost, we're going to start here with the controller. We're going to go play on 6.6. Turn all this off here. If you like the bumper ping, put it on. If not, the LTRT swap, put it on. Otherwise, I don't play with none of that. Vibration, definitely off. Dead zone. Here are my dead zones. I play on 4.4, 99.99, and the triggers at 12 a piece. Next up we got here is the aiming tab. This one's sensitivity multiplier. You can go through that. Some people play on 0.95 or 0.9. I personally just keep it at 100. You go to advanced aim settings. This is where you do that look conversion stuff. But this is the most important thing. Aim response curve type. Set this to dynamic. It's going to come default standard. This is a game changer. And then we get into the movement, the bread and butter. Hey, I've heard a lot of people say that this on instead of tactical sprint assist does give you a little bit more ADS speed. But then again, you're not tactical sprinting. You got to press up twice on the thing, and then I'm sure they're going to get that worked out. They're going to get that fixed, and I don't want to go back to my settings. All this mantle stuff off. Corner slicing on. I like it if you don't turn it off. I play on hybrid personally, so I can click the stick in and dive when I want to. Diving is important, and I want to get used to that for Warzone as well. Then we're getting in here to the display settings. These are very important as well. I got the 4090. I play on borderless, 16:9, 2.2. 2.4 isn't really any different. This depends on your CPU or GPU heavy. If your CPU, it's on plus boost. If your GPU, it's just on or something like that. You can figure that out by going to your benchmark tool. Also, and a quick thing here in global, this is what I was talking about before. If you're trying to find out if your CPU or GPU heavy, you can do this in telemetry. You turn your graphics card time, your CPU and your GPU, turn this to on. You go in a game, kind of figure that out. If you are, it goes back to that on plus boost setting that we talked about a couple seconds ago. Down here, you're going to want to set your eco mode to custom, VSync, menu VSync. I have both of these off. If you turn the VSync on menu, it does kind of lower your frames a little bit when you're at the menu, but it makes it so slow and you get used to the slowness at the menu, and then you get in the game and it's all fast. Frame rate unlimited. This is important. Turn this from maximal to optimal to native. You get a lot more frame boost with this. Quality graphics preset custom, render res 100. You can turn this up, but it kills your frames, and you do see a little bit better, but you don't really need it more than 100. I mean, it's multiplayer right now. Dynamic res off, upscale sharpening. I have played with Fidelity FX Cache for the last 3 years. I think it's amazing. You can use DLSS. Technically, you get a little bit less input delay when you use DLSS, but it increases your frames. But if you have less input delay, technically you have better frames. It's just it's not worth it, I don't think, in my opinion. I do the frame rate off, V-scale to 90, variable rate shading on, texture res, here's all this, normal, high, off, low, bullet impacts on, a lot of this stuff's off. Shader quality I have on high, could be medium to low. Shadows, basically all this stuff off here. Shadow quality normal. I don't like it super blocky. Tessellation, all this stuff off. Get into the view here. Reduction motion preset off, 110. That's my preference. You can play on whatever yours is. Affected weapon view wide, because it makes the weapon a lot smaller as opposed to narrow. Makes the weapon look a lot bigger. Third person, not doing anything. Motion blur, all this camera shake, turn all this off. It helps a lot when you're facing multiplayer and streaks. And this is an important one too. If you don't like that bright white flashbang, they added this last year, I think, or maybe the year before. Inverted flashbang, turn that on, your screen just goes black. Getting into the audio settings here, man, a couple. I got the Art Tune. If you know, you know. It's kind of like a little video thing that you got to watch to kind of figure out his type of audio. I've been using it in the last game. I used it a little bit in this game. It doesn't sound too bad. I got this at the 7.1 surround sound, which basically is the same thing as Art Tune. Basically what it did before was turn your stereo into surround sound, but now you actually have that on your speaker output in the game as an option now. Sucker Punch audio mix. I've actually haven't done too much testing on this. This is I took a word from somebody else, and I've been using it all day yesterday for about 10 hours. I really did like it. Mono off, mute game when minimalized, couple things off here. Reduce tinted sound. This is actually really good. It's going to be default off. You want to turn this on. Basically, it's all like what is it, like the sharp noise, like when you get flashbang, it's like that. turns all that, like reduces it. Hit marker, I got classic. You already know the vibes there. Readability, man. This is it. Color customization, you're gonna want to go down here. This is how you can kind of Treyarch the game, so to speak. Even though it's a Treyarch game already, you can kind of Treyarch it a little bit more. You're gonna want to go to color filter. I play on filter 2. Color filter, target both, and turn both of these color world intensity and interface intensity to 100. It kind of gives it a little bit more zip to the color, or vibrancy, I guess is a better word. Gameplay HUD. I haven't dabbled in too much of all this stuff here with all of these. I just kind of play on whatever it is. What I do though is I turn my HUD bounds. I make my HUD in a little bit, like closer into the middle of my screen, so I don't have to look all the way up to the corner to see my mini map. Minimap shape. This is important, man. Round is going to be the default setting. Square, it makes it basically so if you put a circle in a square, your square is going to be a little bit bigger always, because you get those little extra corner pieces. So you get a very tiny little bit more information, and information in Call of Duty is what we want, what we use all the time to make our plays, our decisions. And having, even if it's 1-2%, a little bit more information, we're going to want that. Turn that to square. Rotation on, radar off. Compass type, you want it set to horizontal. Minimap is very small there at the bottom. If you put it on horizontal, it's at the all top of your screen. Cool. HUD prompts never disappear. In-game text, whatever. Player full names on. Crosshairs, guys. This is a game changer. Let me go ahead and move my cam here just so you guys can see. I did change it to that bright neon green, kind of like a glowy green. There isn't a lot of white on these maps, but as you guys can see here, like those sandbags, those rocks, if you're fighting there, somebody's back up against it, you can lose your crosshair in that sometimes. So for me, with this bright neon green, I don't ever lose my crosshair, and I absolutely love it. This should be in every COD going forward. You can turn your crosshairs on. You can mess with these settings. Crosshair dot I have on because I like the dot. I have it set on center dot scale largest. All these settings right here you might not even want to deal with. I might just be an old head, but for me personally, I can see better visually and I can hit more shots. And that's going to be it for the old settings here for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I hope you guys are having fun. Just want to take a minute to make this short video for you. Guys, if you like that video, hit subscribe over here on the channel. And hey, I'll see you on stream, alright?